Hello team and welcome back to Winners and Losers, the show we break down the latest and greatest Premier League action. Now, we've just covered the Manchester derby. We've ticked off the phenom that is Erling Haaland. So we're going to rewind it a little bit. Cast your minds back to Saturday, gentlemen, the North London derby, the 12:30 kickoff, and we're going to decide where the game was won and lost.
Yes.
And after that, we're going to move on to Arsenal's newfound credentials that we're giving them, apparently, as potential title contenders.
Yeah.
Oh, feels strange saying that, but they might want to revise those ambitions after the start they have had. It has been fantastic, hasn't it? But yeah, let's get into the game first. Dukes, for you, in the nature, because this is winners and losers, where do you feel the game was won and lost? NLD.
There weren't really any surprises in how Spurs set up all their tactics, but I thought they really lacked any intensity. Like, you can defend in a deep block at the Emirates. I think that makes sense. They've got such a poor record there. But their pressing was atrocious, I thought, throughout the game. And also their final pass. When they did break the lines, when Bentancur and Højbjerg finally found Son or Kane in a bit of space, I thought Son's passing in particular on the break was really poor. They butchered a number of opportunities. And Arsenal, I don't know what Arsenal fans that I saw online were saying that they had a dip in the first half. I didn't really see it, to be honest. I thought Arsenal were phenomenal in this game. Really, really dominant and really, really impressive. Fully deserved win.
Joseph, do you share those sentiments?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought there was a lot of nonsense online yesterday. We filmed this on a Sunday, obviously, about that result. I just think Arsenal are levels above where Tottenham Hotspur are right now. I think that Tottenham probably have the better manager in Antonio Conte historically, but I think they play in really, really boring football. I'm not the biggest fan of watching any of their games that are on TV. I think Arsenal play an exciting, attractive football, and everybody says to me online yesterday, and they go, oh, but this is the North London derby, this is what happens, the home team always wins.
Yeah.
That's all well and good, but the simple fact is that Tottenham have scraped and scrapped and bumbled their way to results this season. Arsenal are gliding past teams. They are playing brilliantly and getting results. Tottenham are playing crap and getting results. So I think there is a difference between the two sides in terms of, number one, where they can go, and number two, where they're at right now. And yeah, I just thought that Arsenal fully deserved all 3 points. I thought they're better in every aspect of the game, other than maybe like a 15-minute spell towards the back end of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, just to hammer home the point you've made just there, when you look under the hood at Arsenal, they are pretty much playing like the second best team in the country behind Manchester City in terms of expected goals against, expected points. Everything is trending up for Arteta's men, and they are emerging 11 points ahead of Liverpool, despite the fact Liverpool also have a game in hand, don't they? They are emerging as the closest thing City have to a title rival. Very, very early doors, but we're here to have a bit of fun, to discuss maybe Arsenal revising their ambitions, because we thought getting into Champions League spots would be solid progress for Mikel Arteta. At this point, I don't think any side has had this amount of points after 7-8 match weeks and not qualify for the Champions League. So should they be looking a little bit further at the table, Dukes?
Well, as you guys have rightly pointed out, they have quite clearly been the second best or the best side in the league so far in terms of, well, the league table doesn't lie, they're top for a reason. But at the same time, I would be surprised if they finish second. But I can see them doing it. For sure. Like, as you say, so many of those new signings have just instantly raised like the technical level of that side. Like Ben White replacing Tomiyasu at right back. I think he's much better on the ball. Saliba's obviously been a revelation at centre back. Zinchenko at left back, and then Gabi Jesus up front. I mean, everything in his game is just working in sort of perfect unison right now. I think it's 5 goals, 3 assists. His pressing, his work rate, the way he's linked up with Martinelli and Saka. He looks like he's been playing in that team for years, and those relationships are only going to get stronger. At the same time, there was that sort of naivety we saw in that United game, I think, even slightly from Arteta and some of his substitutions, the way they really pushed for the win in that game when probably a point away at Old Trafford would have been quite a good result. And can I see Liverpool closing down an 11-point gap? I mean, in previous seasons, they've easily rattled off, well, not easily, it's been difficult, but 12 to 15 wins in a row. Can I see them doing that this season? Probably not, given the way some of those key players are playing in that side. Fabinho, Van Dijk, Trent. I think Robertson's had the best start either. So I think Arsenal, they could finish second. I don't think they necessarily can challenge for the title, but I think second place is doable.
Yeah. Now, clearly, we're having a hard time coming to some sort of consensus that Arsenal are legitimate title rivals. Every time I say it, I can see Joe smirking in my peripheral vision. However, Joe, there's only been 4 instances where a club has had 21 plus points after 8 games and not won the bloody league. Arsenal once, Newcastle twice, and Chelsea. So, pretty impressive stuff. And if they slipped out of the top 4, it would be a historic bottle job. But
they're not going to slip out.
What does success for Arsenal look like, in your opinion, then, this season?
Success this season looks like top 4 in a cup for Mikel Arteta. It's as simple as that, I think. Before the start of the season, every Arsenal fan would have taken top 4 in a cup. They'd probably bitten your hand off for that situation. The thing is, let's be really honest, you can finish second in this league and not be a title contender. You can finish second, as Arsenal might well do, and finish 20 points behind Man City. Man City could run up 100 points this season, and Arsenal finish on 80. They're not title rivals.
I mean, you've been in that situation with Manchester United before as well,
exactly,
haven't you?
United finished second. The season United finished second, we were not title rivals. Just because we finished second, it's not a title contender. United were top at Christmas 2 seasons ago under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They were not title rivals. Like, Arsenal are going to finish in the top 4. They are the second best team in the country right now. They are, pushing and getting better every single game, and that's absolutely fine. But the simple fact remains that while Pep Guardiola is here at this club and they have Erling Haaland up front and play the way they do, nobody is going to beat them to a league title. That's the simple fact. Like, Liverpool have put up 95 plus points and still not been able to take the Premier League title off them. Arsenal are not at that level yet of consistency and ability, but they're a fabulous team. I just don't see anybody coming close to Manchester City this season. And I think to finish second, fine, but they're not title rivals.
There we go, a welcome dose of reality. And things are going extremely well for them in all aspects of their game at current.
They're brilliant.
Do you see anything? Is there one particular area of the pitch, let's say, where if a key player, personnel got injured, this momentum could come unstuck? Is there maybe a little bit of frailty beneath the glass, all these results that are going their way, falling their way?
I think I'll come on to the obvious one in a second, but I think Matt Turner, the backup goalkeeper, hasn't looked that encouraging with his performances so far. So I think Ramsdale will be a loss. I think people will obviously say Saliba, but then Ben White, I think, can play centre-back to a very high level as well. I think the obvious one is Thomas Partey. I think last year that really destabilised them. He hasn't managed to stay fit consistently since being at Arsenal. And you'd probably say the same for Kieran Tierney, but now they've got Zinchenko, that's less of an issue. But Partey, I thought he was sensational on Saturday, to be honest. I thought he was one of, if not Arsenal's best player, not only his goal, but the way he was reading the game, the way he dominated. Bentancur and Højbjerg as well. And he's been excellent since coming into the side since arriving as well when he's been on the pitch. But this season in particular, I think he's taken his game to new levels. So I think Partey will be a major issue, mainly because Sami Lokonga as well. Still got so much developing to do. And Xhaka is really enjoying that new role, so you don't really want him dropping back either.
Yeah, I was going to say he's given Xhaka a new lease of life in terms of pushing him further up the pitch. He's a facilitator to that degree. All right, then. I was going to touch upon Danilo for just a second because he is he's their chief target in January, the 21-year-old from Palmeiras, because I think they've got an eye on him in terms of cover for Thomas Partey should anything befall him. He has been a constant in the Palmeiras first team for roughly 2 seasons now, been pivotal to their sort of title charge in the Brazilian Serie A this campaign. I think he's on 1,900 minutes at current, which is the most he's put up. So very much having not his breakthrough campaign, but solidified himself as an important first team component in that side. Won back-to-back Copa Libertadores in 2020 and 2021. And if they don't get him, I suppose they could always go back in for Douglas Luiz as well. So they've already sounded out a few options, haven't they, in terms of cover for Thomas Partey. So I think, we got 6-7 games to the World Cup now. I think come the 2nd, 3rd week of January, they'll have already firmed that area up. Let's have some revised guesses then. I actually put Arsenal 5th. Pre-season, so it doesn't look like that's going to happen at current. So egg on my face. Where do you boys have them at current?
I had them 4th pre-season.
Right.
I think I'll flip them with Tottenham. I had Tottenham 3rd, them 4th. I'll have them 3rd, Tottenham 4th.
Okay, Dougie, so what about you?
I had them 5th pre-season as well. Bit embarrassing. Sorry about that, guys. But I would have them. I think they'll finish 2nd. I'm quite
Nice,
confident in that.
punchy way to end the show. Let us know your Arsenal predictions in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and we'll see you next week on Winners and Losers. Goodbye.